Peter, and I'll send you. I'll make a YouTube video out of this. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you all the steps of where to find academic databases. The first thing I did is I logged into MyCCP, and so I'm not showing that step. But once I'm into MyCCP, I'm going to click on the student services. Remember that you can schedule tutoring online or in person anytime from right here. We're going to go right to the library. We're going to click on down here, databases, to get this drop-down menu, because we want to look at all A through Z database lists. So I click on A through Z database list. Now, if we wanted to chat with someone to help find sources, when you come in here, say, yeah, chat now. And it'll say, okay, cool. What class are you in? What's your topic? And then it'll find a librarian who works at CCP, who I probably know, and they'll help you find sources on your topic. But I'm going to show you how to do this on your own, and you might not need to do that. In here, we learned about Credo reference. So if I'm in Credo reference, this is going to give me information that's more like Wikipedia, more like an encyclopedia. And so it's not going to give me a lot of stuff that I can use in an argumentative essay. I'll look, but if I pick like artificial intelligence and like any field like nursing, let's see what it'll give me. Something on intelligence, artificial intelligence, cyber attacks are coming. Health informatics, what's this? Intelligence data analysis. Nope. So this probably doesn't have anything that is going to help us with essay 4, because it's going to define stuff like what artificial intelligence is, but it does not give us any opinions on it. And so one place that we can go that's very opinionated, and it's not the best place, but I'm going to show you first, is opposing viewpoints. So I clicked on the O's and the opposing viewpoints in context. And now I'm going to put in AI effect on jobs and see what it comes up with, because it might not have anything on accounting. That's not a good search. I'm going to put AI and jobs. And so here's some academic articles. And I'm not seeing anything on here that really talks about AI affecting jobs. And so I'm not going to look at those too much more closely. I'm going to look for the viewpoints. Academic journals. Maybe it's magazines. I switched this format. Supreme Big Mac. There doesn't look like anything on here on AI and jobs. And so this will have stuff about AI and ethics, maybe. Like in general, but it's not it doesn't look like it's a good place to look for specific stuff. Where we want to look is more like in this database called EBSCOhost is a good place to look. It takes us through a few steps. We have to click all databases. We have to select all and continue. Then when we get here, we want to click on full text. Full text means it's going to give us sources that only have the full text. If we don't click this, it can find sources, but we would have to do an interlibrary loan to get them. Now, if we want to limit it even more, we can limit it to peer reviewed by clicking on that. We're not going to do that at first. We're going to do like AI or artificial intelligence or machine learning or algorithms or algorithm. I'm going to put that in the title. And I'm going to put accounting or accountant or accountancy. And that's it at first, because it's gonna it'll only talk about like what the effects are on accounting or accountants. And there are, it looks like 307 results. Here's one about someone wins an award. That's not very interesting. Someone announces something. That's not interesting. Okay, this does not look interesting. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna narrow it down to peer reviewed. And it still has 192. Okay, this first one, accounting for minimum data required to train a machine learning model to accurately monitor Australian dairy pastures using remote sensing. We're using keyword searches. We cannot ask a question or put in a sentence or anything in here and expect to get any results. What we have to do is this way of searching where when we put AI or artificial intelligence and all these other things, and accounting, the search is going to look through millions of databases and find AI or artificial intelligence, and it's going to match it with any of these words. And so it's going to look for them. And so sometimes it's going to come up with stuff that's unrelated to your topic. This is tax deductions. Wait. AI-powered personal tax deductions, stopping-powered large language learning models, and OpenAI startup president looking to revolutionize the way small businesses approach tax and accounting. So if small businesses can use this, you know, to eliminate some accounting stuff, that could be a good source. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that. And it's only temporarily saved because I didn't log in. And then I am going to go back to my results. The influence of technological knowledge and digital skills on accounting students' readiness to face financial intelligence technology. This is not related to the topic. This is studying something else. It's related to accounting students' readiness to face it. So this might seem like it's related, but it's not. Artificial intelligence's capabilities, limitations, and impact on accounting education. That's not the field of that's not the field of accounting. That's the field of education. Microsoft's huge AI rollout. CPA should know Microsoft Copilot merges generative AI with key apps, potentially revolutionizing new accountants' work. Okay, that relates to what we're talking about. Even if that does, it's too technical to understand. That's not right. ChatGPT. Effect of used. Okay, definitely this. Because like people are going to be using it on their own, and it will have an effect on the accounting profession. That's an interesting angle. I'll take that. And so once you find the sources that you want, what I do is I email them to myself. So you have this folder at the top of the page. You can select all, email, and then email it to your CCP address because you cannot open this in another email. But I'm also going to show you a few other things about why to use these sources. First off, not every case, but in most cases, the way to read an academic essay, this is an academic essay, we clicked on peer reviewed. The way to do that is to read just the abstract, the introduction, and then to skip down to the discussion or conclusion. Here's the discussion. So you're not even reading the whole thing. You're reading the abstract is a summary of the whole article. And then the introduction gives background and it talks about previous theories and what they're going to do. And then they usually have like methods and methodology or different things here in the middle that we can skip. We can even skip the results down to the discussion of the results where they break it down for us to understand. I can tell by skimming this article, it's not a good article for us because it's way too technical. It has, it expects us to be experts on the topic already. What were our other ones? AI-powered personal tax deductions, tapping into the power of large language learning models and open banking, revolution ways small businesses approach tax and accounting. Okay. This looks like a better source. And this is not formatted in, it's not formatted like an academic essay. It's not an academic essay. It's still a good source. It's going to tell you how they do it. What we would be looking for in here is skimming around, like, how is this going to affect the job of accountants who currently do whatever work? Effects of using AI on the accounting profession. Notice that a lot of these are like very specific, like this is from Istanbul Certified Public Accountants. The abstract is the study aims to analyze the accountant's awareness and perceptions of using artificial intelligence and accounting practices and determine whether the characteristics of accountants significantly affect their awareness and perception of using artificial intelligence in accounting practices. We can tell that this is not the topic. The study aims to analyze the accountant's awareness and perception of using AI. This is not what is the effects of AI on jobs. Let's look at this before we read anything else. The article focuses on Microsoft's integration of generative artificial intelligence, particularly through its Copilot suite, into key applications like Excel and Outlook, potentially revolutionizing workflows for accountants. It reports that Copilot, functioning as a chat interface powered by large language models, aims to enhance productivity by analyzing user inputs and providing relevant information or executing actions with Microsoft applications. Okay, in code, what we can tell that what this is saying is when it talks about like enhancing and making more efficient, it means like one person can use the AI to do the job of 2 or 3 people probably. And so that looks like a good source. And this one does not have the academic format, so you would want to read the whole thing. And I would skip stuff that's obviously unrelated to your topic. Risk of errors. Here, financial costs and productivity returns, that would be interesting, right? And it'll tell you in these areas how it will affect accounting, either directly, it'll say decrease jobs, increase jobs, or indirectly, it'll make it more efficient so one person could do more. If one person can do more using AI, that means you don't need another person, right? So we could look for quotes and things like that if we're talking about jobs, for example, that address how AI makes work more efficient and productive and increases workflow. That's code for one person can do more with AI, and AI is replacing some jobs. Versus, like directly saying, finding an article that directly says AI will have a negative impact on accounting. So if this were a source that I were going to use, a really big important benefit of this is that I can click on Cite right here on the side menu. And I go to APA style, and I can copy. And paste this over here. And then I can format this. What is it? Paragraph, this, align and indent. I go to align, I got a format in Google Docs, align and indent, indentation options, special indentation, hanging. What is it? I can't, and then we have to add something. Is it like 5? No.
Maybe 0.5.
0.5. I don't remember where it is though. Like I think I figured this out. That's right. Thank you, whoever said that. Last semester in 102 when they freaking changed it. In any case, so now I have, well, and I also need to make that double spaced. Double spaced. And now I have this source on my references page. And we have to have this page documenting all of our sources according to APA style. And that does not count towards our page count or our word count. This is something that is an addendum, like an extra piece to your writing. And so in essay 4, it says 1,000 to 1,258 words. That's not including your references page, which will have between 2 and 4 sources on it. So let's say I use that source in my paper that I just now found in EBSCOhost, but you can see that I'm not finding as many as I thought I might. And so I'm going to go to Google. I'm going to put like effect of AI on the accounting profession. And I'm going to skip past anything that's sponsored because that's not objective. Here's something from ResearchGate. Forbes, I know. I'm going to open that. CPA Canada. CPA must mean like, it suggests that it's an accounting firm or organization. So I'm going to go into that as well. Reuters Tax and Accounting. Like if it's by like an accounting firm that's like legit, right? Or an organization that's an accounting organization that's legit, then it's probably a good source. But stuff like, I don't know what Ciendo is. That could, I've never heard of this source, or Ace Cloud or FinQuery. So I would look here. The very emerging role of AI in the accounting industry. This definitely relates. I mean, this definitely would have stuff. I don't have time. We don't have time tonight to like look at the details of this article, but this absolutely relates. Here's a problem. Like we cannot get the Forbes website to generate a citation for us. So what we can do, if you find a lot of sources online, like on Google, we can go to a database called ProQuest. I think we went over this at one point in this class, ProQuest Central. Usually I do not accept cookies. And I'm going to look for this title. Like I copied and pasted the title from Forbes, and I'm going to look for it in the title, full text, search. I'm just going to try that just in case. Because sometimes they'll have Forbes in ProQuest or somewhere else. They don't. And so I can't find Forbes in here and get it to auto generate one. So what you can do is you can use the URL, go to OWL, remember that's Online Writing Lab, APA references page. And it's going to give us the rules, but what we're going to try at least is this. We're going to put in the URL because it's from Forbes. That's legit. And we're going to go cite. And it gives us this information. Continue. Complete citation. Let's see how this one turned out. Wait, where'd it go? It's right here. So the author is Gene Marks. This gave us Marks, comma, G. That's correct. It's the last name first, comma first. And then the year. You don't need the date, but I don't care if that's in there. It has the title. It has the title in italics. That's not right. And then it has Forbes, not in italics. That's not right. And then it has the URL. But I'm going to take it anyway. I'm going to copy the citation. That person was JKLM. So that would come here. And I'm going to fix this. I'm going to format it. Hanging indentation. And then I'm going to take out these italics because that's not correct. That's the article title. Article titles do not go in italics. They go in quotation marks. So I'm going to put that in quotation marks. The publication does go in italics. I'm going to put that in italics. It has the URL right there. Accessed. What's today? 12 August 2024, period. And now I have my citation in here. But these little details I can check, right, on here. Basic rules. Present journal titles and full italicized journal titles. Journal title is where it came from. That's Forbes. Do not italicize or underline article titles, right? They did that. And so, and then they'll give us some examples. And there's lots of stuff over here that will give you other examples. References list what electronic sources look like and how to do it. But what's important is that we have this references page and that in our essay, when we're using these sources, we say, you know, like according to Marx, and then we put the year, right? 2024, and the reader knows, you know, the reader knows, like, look at the by looking at the end of the paper at the reference page, like kind of like skipping to the end and then going back. Okay, this source Marx comes from Forbes, that's legit. But you could also tell the reader, you know, like according to Forbes, according to an article in Forbes magazine, AI, and then let's say you quote or paraphrase, then you could put a parenthetical citation at the end of that. But you could tell the reader, like if it comes that from Forbes, you know, like in your in-text citation when you're writing, or if the person is an expert, tell the reader that they're an expert and what their qualifications are. But what's really important is that we have an APA in-text citation. And that means giving the author doesn't have to be in parentheses. It can be at the end with the date. But it could also, like the first way I did it, according to Marx, right? 2024 AI will. Both ways are correct. You have to do it one of those ways. If you're going to quote or take information from a source, right? And that's what we're going to do for the evidence in essay 4. Then we want to make sure that we are giving credit to the source of information and that the reader has a reference to it on a reference page. Wow, that went fast. We are out of time. Like I went over by a minute. So that I really don't have any time for questions. But what I would encourage you to do is, I think Sarah suggested, this is a hard paper, like suggested if you need help with the topic or anything else, shoot me a message tonight or tomorrow morning, giving me some days and times that might work for you between now and Friday for office hours, and we'll set something up to start working on this, because we don't even have a full week after this week. We have one more class next Monday, this coming Monday, like and then the paper is due 2 days later on Wednesday with no late. So if you need help, reach out now through Canvas message and we'll set something up. I will turn this video into I will turn the what we just went over into a YouTube video so that everyone can like have like the process of how to get into the databases and look at different databases and do different searches with your topic, etc. But otherwise, have a great night. Great questions. This class went fast. Shoot me a message in Canvas if you have any questions. Have a great night, y'all.
Good night. Thank you.